Good morning. Welcome to the month of July and Farming Simulator 25 Remote Off-Grid Homestead Series. Alright. I had an ass kicker of a week at work here, so I need to get caught up. I didn't get anything recorded over the course of the week. Oh, looks like my oats are ready to harvest. Hooray. Yes, they are. But I need to go check my rice field's flood level here right off first thing in the morning. Alright. Okay, that's taken care of now. I will need this. Well, I'm going to stop and go ahead and open up the curtain side while I'm right here. I'll need this pickup later to do the water, of course. Okay, the rear weight is still on there. So I'll probably need that for hauling the OSB board. Looks like the first pallet of honey is almost ready to go into storage. And because of the OSB board, I expect to make a lot of money this month. Yeah, this wood chip factory up there would totally ruin the balance of the game if I was to run it at capacity. But fortunately, I only stick wood into it whenever I have to cut wood for something else. I'll stick this small one here into the production and be used for making noodle soup. Then these two up here can be sold. Spread the forks back out, and then I'll grab this kimchi. I go up here and start grabbing OSB board. Yeah, OSB sells for about the same year-round. There's just a very slight difference in price. So there's no point in storing it for later. This is going to be a lot of cabins and outbuildings treated. That's obviously a bug with the loading. The lumber shouldn't be sticking out the back like that. I'm not sure if it's a bug with the OSB pallet reporting its size wrong, or if it's a bug with the trailer. I'm guessing it's probably the OSB. Yeah, I got some nice new high visibility work shirts. I got 3 of them that aren't this gaudy yellow color. They're actually blue and black with the reflective striping on them. It's got a facsimile of the American flag with Sasquatch walking under it on the front, and then it has Frosty Thundertrot on the back. I bought 3 of them, so I can't wear one every day of the week, but I thought they'd be better since the light-colored ones stain so easily. And I'm working with asphalt, which is very dark-colored and very sticky and stainy. Talking about sticky, I'm having sticky pallet issues again. Wow, just how many pallets am I going to take out of this thing? Wow. I wonder how many pallets it holds. Now, providing weight's not an issue, a standard 53-foot trailer can hold 78 pallets if they're stacked 3 high. Although weight is often an issue with that. In order to get them in 3 high, you have to use slip pallets too, not wooden pallets or plastic pallets. You have to use like cardboard slip pallets. And also stack them 3 high, they have to be 3-foot tall pallets instead of 4. Once upon a time, it was pretty standard that pallets were 48 inches by 48 inches by 48 inches. But over time, with overseas shipping and the more use of metric and American shipping systems, they're not a perfect 4x4x4 anymore. They are quite often 4x5x3. Yeah, if you're doing heavy product where you'll never be able to do 3 high, then a 4x4 by a 4-foot pallet is good. If you're hauling something light, you know, like styrofoam cups or something, then you want the 3-foot high pallets to just cram as many in there as possible. Wow, seriously, just how many pounds of OSB did I make? This is insane. This is why this production is too overpowered for this series, really, and why I don't run it continuously. see if I can get a list of how many more can go in there. I can put in 15 more, so it holds 50. So yeah, that means it's set for 4-foot tall pallets. On wooden pallets. Although these long OSBs should count as 2 pallets each, not 1. Since they're 4x8. Yeah, if there's very many more in there, I won't be able to get them all in this trip. Some will have to wait until next week. Yeah, last time I checked, we had room for 15 more pallets. But with these two here, this is 8 more. It's only have room for 7 pallets left on there right now. 5 more. Alright, so they all fit on there. Might make 100,000 off this trip. Got a extra pallet of strawberries that can go. So be spoiled by next month if I don't take them now. Okay. I'll see you at the shop. Alright, here I am at the shop. So we're at 21,000 right now. Alright. So 43,000 basically. Alright, so that OSB wasn't as bad as I was afraid it was going to be. But I'll go ahead and buy this one. I'm getting close. Alright, I'll see you at the farm. Alright, back at the farm. Now it's time to do water. since I've been making OSB, I'm going to need some water out here at the wood chip factory. That was quite a bit of water, actually. Guess I'm not at work. I can't just run over orange cones. Alright, I'll be back when all the watering is done. Okay. All the watering is done. Let's check out the productions now. Good. Grab the Una mug. Go ahead and get this started before that rain moves in. And that way I can get the windmill being productive instead of just blowing in the wind and racking up maintenance. Yeah, this combine's on the list to be replaced. There we go, straw swathing turned on. I'll see you when I go dump a load. All right. First load of grain ready to go to the silo. Not to the silo, to the windmill. We are set up for tip side left. Yeah, my yield's been varying between 96 to 120%, so that's very good. Alright, I'm gonna have to get in combine on the wrong side. Alright, back to harvesting. Okay, coming to the end of harvesting oats. And that's it. Alright, let's check maintenance here. That's another problem with this mod here is I don't think it has adequate amount of maintenance for the amount of use that it's gotten. Alright, let's go ahead and get it all cleaned up. It's going to be a little while before I use it again, so... Really is frustrating how many mod makers just can't seem to help themselves, but you know, make it just a little bit more stronger, just a little bit easier, and they kind of end up ruining the whole experience you're trying to have. Let's get some diesel in here. Go out to the field and grab my Una mug. I don't remember if I don't remember if I remembered to record it last night when I dumped. But yeah, I had one full load, and then I got a partial load here to go into the windmill. Okay, let's check on the production here, see how much oats are actually in there. So 11,800. That should keep it going for a little while. And I got all the sorghum that's got to go in too. Well, not all of it. 24,000 liters is going to go into my silo. And then after that, the rest is going to go into the windmill. A little low on diesel. Alright. Yeah, this tractor is way overkill for my little square baler here. But in this case, too much is definitely better than not enough. In real life, you'd never unhook a three-point attachment when you by accident when you're trying to move forwards. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to use the manual attach mod too, so that would quit happening. But when I tested it before starting this series, I found that several pieces of equipment just don't work with the manual attach mod, so. And the fact that this baler picks up on the wrong side causes a lot of trouble too. Maybe I should just look at replacing this baler at some point. Alright, I'll be back once all these bales are thrown in the storage to give you a count. Alright, so I ended up with 90 bales, and it started raining. There we go. Cover on so I don't get a whole bunch of water in the back of the mug. I'm going to plant that field back to wheat. But obviously right now it's not the time to plant wheat. So I'm going to put a cover crop in it for now. And then I'll have to lime it before I plant the wheat, because the lime's getting pretty worn down. life is doing good. There we go. Alright, I'll be back when I'm done planting. Okay, oilseed radish is planted. Let's come on over here. Alright. And we'll do my road add-on. Gravel. Alright. Okay. So I'm getting close. Yeah, I'm almost there. One more land purchase and I'll be able to complete my direct route to the shop instead of going all the way around. And then I can start building my little village over here so that I can have some workers come out here and live. Which ironically means I'm going to have to create a grid on my off-grid homestead. did quite a bit of crop damage there. But it's 7:30 in game, and I've recorded over an hour, so I'm going to end this episode right here. Thank you very much for watching.